welcome to It's Not That Serious, Moms, Moguls, and Mayhem. I am Lauren Piccarillo, the CEO, founder, inventor of Baby Soothe Inc., and I'm here with one of my very good friends,
Courtenay Hall. How are you, Lauren?
How you doing?
Good. I'm super excited, you guys. This is our new podcast. It's Not That Serious. We love the name because we feel everyone takes life a little too seriously these days. And I am, for those of you who don't know me, I'm the former editor-in-chief and founder of Bella Media Group, Bella Magazine, which was a nationally recognized magazine, celebrities, entertainment, all that kind of fun stuff. And I'm a mom of three. And I'm kind of at a little bit of a different place in my life than Lauren because I actually sold my brand and I'm almost an empty nester. So we're coming at this with two perspectives, but kind of a lot in common. And we're just here to chat it up. I'm excited.
So excited, so excited. And as Courtenay pointed out, our children are sort of at different ages and stages, which is awesome because you know, we can relate, but you know, there are differences. My sons are 15 and 12. Also, we have a lot in common because we're both founders.
That's right.
And
that's right.
we speak the founder language. We just
100%.
know, you know, each other. We've been through so much of the same type of journey.
That's right. And we've supported each other on those journeys over the years.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. And so, you know, launching a baby product, baby business, nationally distributed in Walmart, CVS, Target, Dillard's.
It's been so good.
It's been such a whirlwind, and so you know we want to have mothers, pet moms.
That's right.
You know, you identify as a mom in some way, really, but anyone can join in and
That's
just
right.
listen in because we want to share our experiences.
That's right.
With a twist, being able to laugh, add humor to
That's
what
right.
we experience. And I think that's so important. Life is short. You need to laugh.
Life is short. That's right.
We're a little too serious as moms sometimes. You know, we put a lot of
100%.
pressure on ourselves, which I think is not so great.
Not so great. And you know what else? I feel like, you know, it's good because we're coming from a perspective of New York City moms, you know?
Yes.
So Lauren and I have, you know, walked those, you know, concrete jungle streets for years.
Walk the walk.
Walked the walk, pounded the pavement. And I honestly feel that if you can bring a brand from nothing into something in New York City, that's awesome. And it's something you should be proud of. But even if you're doing that, or if you're launching a brand out of your house in Texas, it's all the same thing. And we're here to talk about it, support you, help in any which way, but also acknowledge that being a mom will drive you bananas half the time.
Right.
So to balance both, it causes mayhem, right?
That's right. That's right. And I think, you know, it's so important because we're always about, oh, we want to help our children. We want to help our husband. We want to help our family be the best at everything. And it's so important to focus, of course, on yourself first, I feel like, because if you're happy, everybody else will benefit.
100%.
So attain those goals, keep going. That's what we want to encourage. It's all about what makes you happy, what your dreams are, push.
That's right.
Never give up.
Never give up. But in the end, it's not that serious.
It really isn't that serious.
Yeah.
It really isn't that
But
serious.
it's fun and it's challenging. And we're here to just talk about it with you guys. We're excited.
So how was your week? Any mom business situations that you could sort of step back and laugh a little bit about something that happened that you were like, oh my gosh? It could be a mom, not fail, but like a mom situation, or maybe with your business, anything that you could share.
Well, you know what? Exactly. It's been, I'm, as we mentioned earlier, at a little bit of a different stage because my two older children are in college right now. So they're not even home for 9 months of the year. So right now it's really just my husband, Dan, Chase, and myself. Chase is a junior at Farrell High School. And so, I mean, there could be mom fails all day long. If you ask my daughters, I'm sure they'd have a list. But Chase, it's good. He's very low key. He doesn't really, give me too many problems. I guess my mom fail in his mind would be when there's not a warm snack waiting for him when he gets home. Since he was a little boy, he felt if it was warm that I'd put more effort into it.
Oh, I like it. So it's the temperature of
the
meal. Like it needs to have
like if
that
I grabbed a cookie, like from the shelf.
Yeah.
It's the same cookie, but if I microwaved it for like 20 seconds and it was warm, he just felt like
it comes from love.
It comes from love.
But if it's cold,
if it's cold, mom's slacking. Mom's slacking. So
you're really stuck at mom.
Exactly. So I didn't do that pretty much at all this week. So it's nothing major, but in his mind it could be. How about you?
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, the warm snack.
The warm snack.
Yeah.
I had a few meltdowns, to be quite honest, this week. My youngest son, just love the kid. We're very similar, very similar. So, that could kind of be a challenge too, because
100%.
we butt heads because we're so similar.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Now we're entering Easter time and spring break, and we want it to be here. We're sick of the tests. We're sick of the homework. We're trying to be organized, but it's not happening.
Not with the boys.
No, it's the organized.
With the boys,
it is a thing.
It's a thing.
It's a thing. And thank you to all of my friends in 6H, because I'm constantly texting my friends 10 o'clock at night. Do you have this book? What's going on?
I remember those days.
Like you're sweating because your child is tantruming and melting, and you're just like, oh my gosh.
See, I don't miss those days. We had it, a lot with Lindsay, not as much, but a lot of mayhem. Chase always being like, oh, I have a presentation tomorrow morning. I need poster board and this. I'm like, it's 11:30 at night, Chase.
Well, that's
I'm sorry.
it.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
I am in bed by 9:30 on a good night.
Me too.
That's a really good night.
I never was like that though.
No.
I was up until 1 a.m. watching my shows.
Same.
And then I don't know, I hit 50 in August, and I'm like, later.
Girl,
once it gets
change.
Dark, it brings me down. So the winter months are tough, right?
I'm
like, it's 4:30. Like, what's happening here? I know.
And I feel like, just kind of going, but the winter months are, especially this winter in New York, was particularly difficult.
Yeah, I thought so.
It took me down hard.
Yeah, I know it does.
I'm just saying, it took me down. It was a rough one. But I think that, as mothers, we have pressure to be perfect in every facet, every aspect of life. Mm-hmm. Perfect. And I will admit it. I think that when my kids, let's say they forget something, like my son had forgotten about this homework assignment. At times I'm going, is this a reflection of me? I'm trying to get him to a place that I want him to be.
Yeah, totally.
But it's so important to let go of that. Just let it go. Let that shit go.
Well, there's a lot of mom guilt and a lot of mom judgment.
Right.
Which is ridiculous.
There is.
There's so much mom judgment. I'm just I don't know.
What's that about?
I don't know.
We need to empower one another.
Of course. Of course.
It's
we're all trying our best. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Some of us have, households that are single parent households.
That's right.
Or, I have 3 kids. Some people have 5 or 6 kids. You just can't judge, until you're willing to open the door wide open for your house and let people walk in during your chaotic times, because they happen everywhere. They happen everywhere.
Excuse me, spring allergies getting to me a little bit. Exactly. Everybody has a situation. Everyone, is trying so hard.
That's right.
But there was definitely a few meltdowns this week. I'm proud to say, because you know what? We're not perfect.
And so what do? To snap out of it once that happens? It's hard.
Yeah, I think I've been really trying to breathe.
Okay.
Just deep breathing. For so many years, being a yogi and really into, meditating and all of that, I hate to say it, I wouldn't follow through in my everyday life with certain things.
Okay.
That I would do in the class. Easy, like in a yoga class, you can sit there and relax and breathe, and you don't have your kid screaming in your face.
Exactly.
You want to punch him in the face,
oh my
right?
gosh, yeah.
But like I'm trying to bring that into, everyday life of just, okay, stop, breathe, relax. And I feel like when I do that, my son picks up on it. If I'm crazy, like insane, which I'll admit, sometimes I am because I'm human.
Me too.
Me too. Crazy. He's off the charts crazy.
Yeah.
So,
you know what's funny? My oldest daughter, Lindsay, she's almost 22, and so she babysits a lot, and it's so funny because times have changed. She tells me now that it's hard for her with like some of these families because there's a thing called soft parenting now.
Oh, okay.
Like, have you
There's
heard
always
of that?
a terminology, like these.
I was like, soft parenting.
No, I haven't.
When I was growing up, soft parenting was my mom chasing us around with a wooden spoon, okay? Like literally, and there was contact many times, especially with my brother. But now it's the approach of like, not getting upset, just being like, okay, well, explain to me why you feel this way. And also, yes. I'm not sure, I'm not judging, but I don't think that I could be that type of mom because I'm just not that chill. I'm not that chill.
No, I'm not either. I'm not as soft.
Like, I love feelings, but my 4-year-old's feelings aren't going to trump like what's going on around him.
Right.
Everyone. So I don't know. It's weird. So we got to look into that stuff. Things are different now.
Yes. No, you're right. It's a different way of parenting.
Yeah.
I mean, I was scared of I think I'm still scared of my mom. Like, she did soft parent.
Oh my gosh!
I ran for the hills.
Me too.
I was afraid for my life.
So did my friends.
If I pissed mom off.
My friends were scared of her. Okay. Like, it was no joke.
There was no soft parenting in the 80s and 90s.
No.
Let's be honest.
So that, you know what? I would love to hear, like in an upcoming episode from moms who parent that way and the benefits of that, and just.
Oh, I would too. Because
I'm old school now, I mean, I'm 50, so I'm like beyond all those years. So yes. I want to understand what is going to be coming my way when eventually my kids have kids.
I love that.
And
I think too, really touching on the whole, with us, we're entrepreneurs. And so with entrepreneurs, it's like, you're always working on something creative and, you're not in an office, you're, mostly at home. I know people are like, what do you do? Like, there's such a misconception around, entrepreneurship and having your own business. And I mean, it is a grind. It is a grind. It is beyond difficult. You need to be tenacious and persevere. And really, it's not for the weak.
No, and you've got to love it so much that nothing else matters.
That's right.
Like in terms of like, hearing no's and just building the brand, like you have to be so in it. I mean, and it's crazy, that at one point, going back, 15 years right now. I mean, I was like, no didn't matter. I was building it, and it's just amazing how everything transpired. And now here I am 5 years after the fact, and just how different life is,
Absolutely.
But still great.
Absolutely. And, it's not easy because you're juggling motherhood and trying to pursue your dreams.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that, touching on that, in future episodes, talking about whatever it is that you're pursuing and what you're dreaming about.
That's right.
I think as women, like I said earlier, we're so focused on our babies being happy and, husbands and moms, and, we forget about ourselves. Mm-hmm. And it's okay to, to step back and say, what really truly makes me happy? It's not that serious if your son forgot, his sweatshirt, his favorite sweatshirt. It's not that serious if, you didn't make the best breakfast,
exactly.
on a Sunday morning or
That's right.
whatever. Like, it is not that serious.
That's right.
Focus on you.
That's right.
And that's what we want to do. We want to encourage you guys to just, be true to yourself and not feel guilty, and to really share with us, what you're going through in your professional lives, in your personal lives, with, juggling it all. That's because it definitely is not easy. Absolutely. And so thank you for joining.
Thank you.
We will be back next week, and we look forward to sharing so much with you and just having fun. Just really not being serious, because it's really not that serious.
It's really not that serious. And we're excited to talk about it, and we're excited for you and for us. So, yay! See you next time, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.